Welcome. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Home Build Workshop. Welcome to Wednesday Live. I hope you're all doing awesome this morning. Close the window because it's kind of loud out there. What are you all up to this fine morning? Right on, right on. Well, I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm still on the old iPad streaming. I do have my other stuff set up here, but I was having difficulties and decided, well, rather than fighting with it, we're just gonna do this, let's call it old school style. So we are here, we are live, we are hanging out. We're gonna talk about shop projects, what you're working on, what I'm working on, all that good stuff. We got some tasty coffee here this morning. Hope you have your beverage of choice and settle in, hang out, and let's have a good time for a little while. Talk about stuff. Alrighty. Okay, let's see. Mike's here. Mike says, morning. Morning, Mike. What are you up to this fine morning? And Scott's here too. Scott says, I actually made it to the beginning of the live episode. Right on. Welcome. Welcome. How are you doing this fine Wednesday? And Neptunes is here. Neptunes. Neptune says, hello all. What's up, man? How are you today? I have quite, I don't know if I can show you this. I want to see if I can figure out how to do this because I got quite the setup going on here. Again, I was trying to do a different camera for our live today. And for some reason, there was some issues that I couldn't quite figure out. But the stand that I was working on, or that we were talking about last week, the little thing to hold the laptop, I got that all together, and it's actually pretty awesome. Holds the computer right where I need it, so I have good internet. But there was technical things. I don't know what's going on yet. I think it's user error. But I actually I've got the laptop here, and it has the stream on there, and comments and all that stuff. Robert's here too. Robert says, morning all. Good morning, Robert. How are you today? Sorry, I'm playing with gadgets here. Yeah, so remember last week we were talking about some options for some ways I can have a different setup for these live streams, and I've been working on that since we hung out last week. I built a stand. Actually, I liked it so much I built another one to hold cameras and stuff, and now it's down to user error, I think. A couple things that I'm missing, couple settings that I couldn't quite get to work. I don't really know why, but we'll get it. We will get it. I got everything out here. It looks like some sort of weird tech bench. Actually, I'm going to have to take a picture of this so I can post it because I don't know how I'm going to show you guys. So we're going to do that. I can't. Hello, say hi to the camera. I can't even get it back far enough. I'll have to do that later. There. Right on. Let's see. Mike is working on 3D printed mount for a Ring camera. Oh, that sounds cool. I just finished up some 3D printing. I just printed I got a radius gauge, or not a radius gauge, a radius block that I just printed up, and I got to run it to the post office and get it shipped out as soon as we're done here. So just finished that up. Those things, it's like a 19-hour print to get them done, but they're awesome. I know you guys have seen them. I'm sure these guys, these 3D printed radius blocks. I got them listed up on the website, and I've been having a few orders for them, which is pretty awesome and much appreciated. Let's see. Robert says, the fine details are the ones that always trip us up. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I've tested this whole setup. Instead of using the iPad like we talked about, I'm trying to switch over to using a different camera, microphone, and all that sort of thing. We got these cool wireless lapel mics and all that. I got the little the little mic here. Using that, so hopefully we'll have better audio. I'm going to be using different camera. Right now I've got it connected to the GoPro, which I'm not 100% happy with the quality streaming through the GoPro. So I am looking at using my camera that I do all my filming with, which is a mirrorless camera. I'm waiting for a capture card to show up. Should be here in the next day or two, so I'll be able to use that. And you know, we're going to be able to switch cameras and do all kinds of stuff, but the software side is, I guess, now getting me stuck. But we'll get it. We'll get it. Don't worry. Well, I'm trying to get these lives. I'm trying to up the game a little bit. Let's see. Mike says, sorry, but the image posted looks like it was tilted with weight. Oh, the laptop mount. I don't think it... Let me see, which picture was that? I know what you're talking about. But I think it was it that one? Which one was it? I think it was this one. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, I think it's the angle, and there is just a little bit of wiggliness. What I have is a on the bottom of the mount to make it swivel. I have a 1 1/8" dowel, and it's in an 1 1/8" hole that I drilled with a Forstner bit. There is a little bit of slop, so it can wiggle a little bit, but I mean, I'm wiggling. It's right here in front of me. But it's it does have a teeny bit of wiggle to it, but it's solid, and I'm not worried about anything falling off. But I think some of it is when it's depending on where I have it, right? So if I have it everything dead straight, it's sitting nice and even, but when I have it turned a little bit, some of that slop will cause it to lean just a little bit. So yeah, you might be seeing a little bit of that. Look at that picture again. It does kind of look like, I don't know, I can't tell if that's the angle of the picture or what, but that's what I'm sitting in front of right now. So yeah, this is kind of weird, but over here I have an 1 1/8" dowel to hinge that that piece there, and then underneath this stand or this platform, there's another 1 1/8" dowel, and there is a little bit of play, but not too bad. That video I did finish. I did make a video on this because it was kind of a cool project. I'm kind of glad I did. It wasn't my intention at first, but yeah, that'll be out this weekend. And yeah, but overall, I'm super happy with the way that little thing turned out. I should have done that a long time ago. Just so handy. And like I said, I made another one that mounts just above it. That one's not in the video, but it'll hold. I'm making it so that I can hold the camera and stuff. Corey says, which type of streaming program are you going to use to do the streaming from? Computer or tablet? I am planning on using OBS software. It's the free software, free live stream software, and I'll be running it from the laptop. Well, to the camera, from the camera to the laptop, and that's the plan. That's the only one that I'm even remotely familiar with as far as streaming software, but that's the one that I plan on using. Mike said, yeah, that one. So yeah, I got the right picture. Sam Packin! Rick's here. Rick says, good morning, everyone. What's up, Rick? How are you doing this fine morning? Let's see. Mike says, oh, you got a small shop space. We need a tour. I joke around sometimes when people ask for a shop tour, because it's kind of like, if you've seen any of my videos, you've seen the whole shop pretty much. It's super, super small. It's like ridiculously small. But It is functional, and we have made many a cool project in here. But people keep asking about shop tours, and like, yes, I joke around about it, but I don't know. I mean, maybe it would be a matter of, okay, here's this, here's that, there's that, there's that. You don't even have to move. I can sit right here and show you everything. Rick says, what did I miss? We're just me brainstorming, talking, chatting, blabbering on about some of the live stream struggles that I've been working out. Robert says it does and looks functional. Yeah, it's very functional, and I'm super happy with it. Tony's here. Tony says, morning, sunshine. Morning, Tony. Robert says it does. It does look nice. Oh, thank you. You know what else is nice? Nice hot coffee on a kind of a rainy-ish, cooler morning. I don't know. It's a nice morning. We had a whole flock of geese out here this morning. Our local summertime guests. All right, so let's jump in. What are you guys working on? What kind of projects are on your workbench? For me, I'll go first. My workbench at the moment is pretty empty. I finished up the stand for my daughter last week. It's still in here. I got to get that thing out of here. But finished that up and then jumped right into this laptop stand for the live streams. I got that video edited. That'll be up this weekend. And right now, I have not started another project yet. I do have a guitar on the workbench, an old 60s Japanese electric guitar, doing some kind of going through that guy, getting it all cleaned up, and gonna set it up. I'm waiting on a couple parts to show up so that I can finish putting that thing together, and then that'll probably be up for sale. Kind of a cool little guitar. Not one that I made or anything, but yeah, definitely a fun little project. And then I gotta jump into what we're gonna start on next. Not 100% sure what that's gonna be at the moment. We're kind of in a weird spot. This is the last week of school for my daughter's school anyway. Today is their last day. In fact, today's only a half day, so I got to get over there early to pick her up. So it's been a really busy week outside of the shop. We had school things going on Monday evening and school things going on yesterday evening, and today's a half day and their very last day of the year. I can't believe that. So I've been a little bit, I was going to say hesitant, but that's not quite the right word, but I just haven't jumped into another project yet. Just because life stuff. You guys know how that goes, right? Paul's here. Paul says, greetings all. Good morning, Paul. How are you? What's going on in your world? You're working hard this morning? But yeah, so I'm getting ready to start on, what would you guys want to see? Anything, any requests? I'm open to requests. In fact, the last two projects have been stuff that I wasn't originally planning to build, but you know how those things come up. Robert says, one thing I might suggest for future shop upgrade is to buy one of those prefab shop buildings. Just butt it up to your current shop. Once finished, open the sides and finish connection. That'd be kind of cool. I've had a few people suggest that. Just get one of those things, which is not a bad idea. Corey says, all you have to do is go into the settings of OBS, and you have to do a little bit of setting in OBS streaming platform. I hope this answers your questions, and I hope it helps you. Well, thank you, Corey. The one problem that I was having this morning, I closed out OBS. So I have gone in and I've got everything set up. You know, I can get the cameras to come up in OBS. You know, I can switch. I figured out how to add in, it's like graphics and things. I'm nowhere near competent in the software yet, but I do, I've got enough figured out where I feel comfortable streaming from it. The problem I was having when I go into the camera, the source. I have my list of sources, and I select. Right now, like I said, I was trying to use the GoPro. I select the GoPro and I hit the little settings gear. I was under the impression that when that next window comes up, I should be able to click configure video and change like the color and all that kind of stuff. But that button, it doesn't do anything. I don't know why it's not opening up the configuration thing. I don't know if it's something related to the GoPro or something in the software is not working correctly. So if you got any insight on that as to why the configure video button wouldn't work. And that was the biggest problem because the color looks all wonky as opposed to what I'm seeing here. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. That and there was well, I've already got the stream key and everything in there, but mainly that I wanted to configure the video a little better. Robert says, of course, once you can afford to do the build. Well, yeah, that's always an issue, right? Paul says, doing fine. IT stuff at the moment, working on another pallet caster build for a lady in Cali. Right on. Rick says, I'm waiting on some parts for the Stones build. In the meantime, knocking off a couple of charcuterie boards and 4 salt cellars for upcoming gifts. I like those salt cellars. I'm going to make another one. Neptune says, I have no projects at the moment. Neptunes, why? You gotta have a project of some sort. Yeah, I'm just giving you a hard time. I don't have anything on the bench at the moment either. Just because this is a kind of a crazy week. Scott says, if your laptop has a camera, select it and see if the configuration button works. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. I might have to try that. I'll play around with it a little more. And then once I get, like I mentioned that I'm waiting on the capture card so I can run my other camera into this, and I'll see if it works then too, because I'm not sure what's going on. We'll get it figured out. Sometimes these projects in my head, they sound super easy. Oh, we'll just plug in a camera and go do it. There's more to it than that. Paul says, is your daughter old enough to have you help her build a guitar? That would be a cool summer project. Yes, she is totally old enough, I believe, to do that. I actually have a body that I've set aside. It's kind of a second, if you call it that. Had just a little issue when I was routing it. And I mean, it didn't ruin the body or anything, but I had some tear out and stuff that I had to eliminate. So it's just teensy bit changed from the original design. Like I have a splinter. And I've set it aside for her. The body's all glued up. It's actually all routed to shape and everything. And I told her one time that we'd build it out for her, and maybe that is a good summer project. Finish that thing. I've got the acoustics that I got to get into as well. So those things are very quickly making their way to the bench, which I might even start on here in the next few days. But yeah, Paul, I think that is something that we might have to do. It's a good idea. Neptune says, well, I'm getting healthy. That's all. Or that's what I've been working on. Well, there is not much of a better project than that. We got to be healthy, and I'm glad you are on the mend, my friend. I see what I did there. Paul says, never issues with bodies, only opportunities for inlays. True. Very true. Corey says, all you need is a web camera to hook to the camera settings in the computer. And how big is your RAM and how big is the graphics card? On this laptop, I don't even know what graphics card's in it. It's an NVIDIA something or other. GTX something. I'm just looking at the sticker on the computer. And it has 16 gigs of RAM in this computer. That's all that I can put in this one. In all of my testing, everything seems to work. It seems to work okay. So I don't think hardware-wise, I don't think that there's an issue yet. Yeah, so like I said, I think that most of the issues that I'm running into are user error. Robert says, I just bought some guitar hardware. The pickup covers, tuners, jack plate, bridge, they're all in a distressed copper. The only hardware I could find in copper were the string trees. Wow, instead of the distressed. I can't even say that. Distressed. Interesting. But that's cool though, distressed copper. I bet that's going to look pretty awesome on a guitar. Yeah, the only thing I'm waiting on to finish up this old 60s guitar is tuner bushings. So it originally had those little plastic, right? Those plastic ones, but you know how the plastic parts age and get brittle and crack? So one of them was completely lost, and the other, I did notice a couple more were cracked and crumbling. So I did order some replacement tuner bushings. I'm going to put metal ones in there. You know, it's not some high-end, vintage Strat or something like that. So I'm going to pull out the plastic busted ones, put in some metal ones, which will match the rest of the hardware pretty nice. So, and then really just put the thing back together and see what it sounds like. Neptune says, lost 9 pounds in 2 weeks just eating healthier. Cut out all sugar and 90% of packaged foods. Right on, man. Hey, well done. That's awesome. Yeah, it's crazy how, you don't eat the stuff out of the bag and stuff, and how much it actually makes a difference. I kind of stopped eating a lot of that stuff several years ago. Well, quite a few years ago, really. I don't eat a whole lot. Once in a while, of course, right? But I made a not totally. I don't know how to say that. Like I didn't say I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna get, healthy or whatever. But I just slowly stopped. I stopped drinking soda probably, I don't know, 10 years ago. I might have 1 or 2 a year now. And it's just coffee and water for the most part. Robert says, I actually bought 2 sets and 1 humbucker and 1 in single coil. Oh, cool. He says, yeah, it looks a bit antiquity. It's a tricky one to say. Yeah, that's cool, man. That sounds like it's going to be a cool build. Trying to understand here. If you see me keeping, looking away here, I've got the stream pulled up on here, and I kind of just double checking some things while we're here. Right on. Yeah, so I might have to dig that guitar body out, and that would be a cool summer project. Building one with my daughter. That'd be kind of fun. Probably get a couple different episodes out of that. You know what? We got to get back to as well. That bridge, that horseback riding bridge that we were working on, I don't know, a month and a half ago maybe. I got to get the lumber for that, and we got to get back to finishing that. If you remember, if you saw the video, we didn't have enough because I didn't measure ahead of time and thought we did have enough. Scott says, take a look at the rail cutter pickups. Rail cutter. I'll have to check that out. I've not heard of them. Is that the brand or is that a style? I'll have to check it out. Actually, I'm right here. I can look that up. Rail cutter. I got rail hammer. Is that it? Rail cutter or rail hammer? Robert says, yeah, my bad spelling. No worries. It's all good. Scott says, yes, that's the brand and the style. Interesting. I'm going to leave that tab up there, and I will check that out later. Let's see. Rick says, are you still doing improvements on the binding tower? I see it behind you. No, I am not. It is, well, you can barely see part of it because I knocked it over the other day. No, I am not doing anything to it. I believe it is, I believe it's about ready. I have messed around with it a little bit, just double checking some things, seeing if there's anything that I need to change, and I feel pretty confident that it's ready. Let's see, Sam's here. Sam says hello. What's up, Sam? Corey says it comes down to the graphics card. Is it a 980 or is it a 1080 graphics card? That's a good question. I'd have to probably go into something here and find that. How's that for an answer? Let's see if the NVIDIA control panel does anything here. I don't know if that'll tell me. Let's see. Probably not. Nope, nothing there. Oh, I know what we'll do. I will find this information for you here real quick. Let's see. I'm working on it here. Display NVIDIA. It says it's a GTX 860M. If that tells you anything. Scott says yes, it's a Railhammer, and I was referring the hum cutter. Okay, right on. I will check it out. Henry's here. Henry says, morning. What's the computer issue? Oh, just working on. I've been trying to move from streaming here on the iPad to streaming through my camera connected to the laptop, and I'm pretty sure it's user error on the software side of it. I had it all set up here this morning, and a couple of the settings I couldn't access for some reason, and wasn't sure. I didn't really want to go live with the settings the way they were. I wasn't happy with that. So just trying to work out, why it might not have been working right. Sam says, how come the American DeWalt batteries are different voltage to the UK version? Sam, I have no idea. How's that for the technical answer? First off, I didn't know there was any difference, but I don't know if it's related to, I think they use different power right over there, isn't like 220 or something instead of the 110 that we use here. I don't know if it's anything related to that. Your guess is as good as mine on that one. I don't have a good answer for you. Robert says, not sure if it's the same brand, but I do have a single coil size humbucker like the ones shown in the photo of the Railhammer site. Maybe. Maybe it is one. Interesting. I mentioned that 60s guitar that I'm working on. I don't know what pickups are in that because I can't find a whole lot about the manufacturer. But I should have brought like the pick guard out here. They're kind of a cool looking. It's a single coil from what I can tell, but they're wide. They're wider. I don't know if it's maybe more of a P90 kind of thing going on or what, but it's kind of a cool guitar. Henry says, hey Sam, from my understanding, they are not different voltages. The American market has less regulations, so 18 volt nominal would be able to go to 20. US just says 20 volt to make it sound big. That makes sense. Sam says in the UK the batteries are 18 volt rather than 20. The UK voltage is 230. That's what I thought. I thought you guys had the 220, 230. I always call it 220, but so based off of what Henry's saying, I could see that. If they have more regulations, maybe the US ones go to 19.1 or something, so they round it up to 20, and due to a regulation, they have to round it down to 18 or something. I don't know. I could see that being a thing. You guys ever get like a splinter or something and it just feels like there's something stuck in your finger? But I can't see anything. Now, Neptune says, I have to agree with Henry. Yeah, I could see that. Absolutely. The regulatory commissions and, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, who knows? Who knows why? Hey guys, really quick, while I'm thinking of it. If you're on this stream and you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. Apparently algorithms and all that sort of stuff. When you hit the thumbs up, it's supposed to give the signal that, hey, this is a cool stream to be on. So if you haven't already hit that thumbs up button. Quick. Do it. You want to. Henry says the difference here is a battery supplies DC, where you're referencing the wall voltage, which is AC. There's probably a video that can explain this better than me. So TLDR, they're the same batteries. Maybe and they just have different they just have different ratings or something. Sam says, I think I know the reason. DeWalt lost the voltage in the ocean during shipping. Oh, that's funny. Corey says, this is just the idea. Look into a gaming laptop. They have the 24 megs of RAM, and they already have a 1080 graphics card. Just something to think about. Yes. So this laptop that I'm using was given to me by a good friend of mine, and it's nowhere near the super expensive gaming laptops. I've already maxed out the RAM. I just put a SSD in it not too long ago, and it works pretty good from what I can tell. I don't play games and stuff on it, but it kind of, when my buddy gave it to me, he said, I don't know if it's going to work for you, but it's just sitting here collecting dust. So if it works, cool. If not, cool. It's not a super high end laptop by any means. But yeah, I'm gonna see we'll see if it works, and if it works and we are able to get up and running and get things going, and then I find that it's kind of limiting me due to the power or the age or whatever, then I'll look at getting a new one. But this is kind of just the means to get started and get things rolling. At least that was the plan anyway. So I don't want to drop a ton of cash on a laptop, because a good laptop's pretty expensive. And I want to just see if I can get everything working with this, and we'll upgrade as necessary. Yeah, but to your point, you would be, that would be great, just to go get a really good gaming laptop that has all the processing power and everything in there. But like I said, until I get things rolling and kind of get this figured out a little bit more, I'm not willing to drop $2,000, $3,000 on a laptop right now. So we'll see if this will work. And you know what? It may not, and then I'll have to do it anyway, but we'll see what happens. Neptune says, get some Plantago leaves, chew them up, and put it on that splinter to pull it out. And we used to have at the farm this black drawing salve, this like tar, and you just mash it on there and wrap it up, and man, that stuff would work really good. I don't know what the heck. I can't see a thing. I can't see any splinter. I can't see a cut, but there's definitely something poking me. Robert says, you might put a piece of tape over the place on your finger that feels like you have a splinter pulled off. If there's a small splinter, it may pull it out. That's a good idea. Let's do it right now. Hold, please. Sam says, avoid Acer Predator Helios 300. It's a good gaming laptop, but the battery included is poor. Duly noted. Thank you for that. Harry Dude says, what's up? Finally made it. What's up, Harry Dude? How are you doing, man? I saw your post earlier. Hope you're feeling better. Glad to hear you're on the mend. Paul's got the super chat. Says, for the Keep Jeff and Coffee Fund. Paul, thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Right on, Paul. Cheers. Coffee cheers. Thank you, Paul, for the super chat. That's awesome. Right on. Corey says, if you thought of watching some of these streamers on YouTube or Facebook, they might even help to answer your questions to switch it from your iPad to laptop. That's another idea. You know, Corey, that is a good idea. I have not even thought about that. And you know what? You're probably right. Because they do that all the time. That's a great idea. I don't know. I don't know who to watch. Honestly, probably anybody. That's a good idea. I might have to look at that. I know I got a buddy who streams and he uses OBS and all that sort of stuff, but he's streaming on his desktop. Well, actually, my buddy that gave me the laptop, but maybe I should go over to his house and pick his brain a little bit. I keep sticking this tape on here. Paul says NP. No problem. Thank you again, Paul. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Sam says if you find a brand of super glue, just stick with it. My brand of super glue is Starbond. I really like that Starbond stuff. Hair Dude says, yeah, just about back to my version of normal. We'll be back in the workshop on Friday. Got a lot to catch up on. Right on, man. I'm glad. Sorry you were under the weather there for a while, but I am super happy to hear that you're getting better. Back at it. I don't know, I've stuck this thing on there about 15 times. Let's see if we'll just leave it alone for a bit. Who knows? Right on. Sweet. So, here, dude, with you being under the weather, you got a lot of work to go. What do you got to start out on? What's going to be the first project back in the shop? Paul says, I like Starbond because of the different types, but still use Stickfast for pen finishes. I could see that. You know, I don't know if I was going to finish with Starbond. I don't know. I've not tried that. But, you know, the bottles aren't all that great big. And it seems like I'd have to use a lot. It's not a negative necessarily, but you can buy some of the bigger bottles at some of the woodworking supply places. I like Starbond, yes, because you can get it in all the viscosities. You can get it in different colors. And the thing to me that I really like is when you buy a package of stuff from them. Do I have one over here? I don't have a box. They come with replacement tips. They come with different caps and things, and I think that's so awesome because when you go to the woodworking place or something and you go to buy, you know, one of the bottles, you know, it comes in the, you know, regular bottle, but when it's that cap gets clogged up, you're kind of out of luck. You know, you have to like keep trimming the end off. Well, the Starbond stuff comes with replacement caps, and this is not sponsored or anything. It's turning into like a sales pitch, but it's just, those are some of the reasons that I like it. You know, there's a whole bunch of different caps and tips and stuff that comes with it, which is pretty cool. Corey says, try to connect your tablet to the laptop, and you can transfer it to the laptop. It might work. Maybe. I might be able to. Robert says, the laptop I have, I use only once in a while, is a Dell 2-in-1 14-inch. Upgraded it a few years back with a SSD hard drive and 32 megs of RAM. X is megs, or probably gigs, I'm guessing. Acts both as a laptop and a tablet. I've seen those convertible deals. Sam says, when buying power tools, I found getting a set with batteries, but then just buying the bare kits after is great. Yes, I 100% agree with that. These guys up here that I have, I bought these as a kit. You know, comes with a couple batteries. And then after that, I've just added on a couple of things. I've got my router, the cordless router that I bought is just the bare tool, and I can just swap these batteries out. I've got a sander, random orbit sander that I bought as a bare tool. It depends. I think there's a level. It depends on how many different tools you want to have batteries for. I have ended up buying one separate battery. So I think I have 3 batteries and, I don't know, 4 or 5 cordless tools. But yeah, I think that's a great way, because the bare tools are so much less if you don't buy it with the battery. You know, and if you've already got a couple batteries, why not? Paul says, I like Starbond mostly because I can trip over a discount code all over YouTube. Yeah, extra caps and stuff are also nice. Yes, you can. There's lots of discount codes. I have one as well. It's in the description of all of my videos, I think, recently. There's a discount code, 10%, if anybody wants to order some. Robert says, the screen folds all the way back, so it's flat and the screen is touch control. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen those. Corey says, gaming laptops are only about $1,200. Really? You got any recommendations for a brand? The ones I've been looking at are like ridiculously expensive. Maybe I'm looking at too high end. Harry Dude says, I've got about 8 or 9 pick guards to do, a few amps, pedals, microphones, and guitars waiting to hit the bench, plus some PA gear coming in soon. Right on, man. You have a load of work ahead. Again, I'm glad you're feeling better, man. That's good. It sucks to be under the weather for a long time. Sam says, for some reason, Tool Connect Audit app isn't available in the UK. I've not used that app. That somehow connects to the battery or tool or something. So I'm not super familiar with that. I have heard of it. I think that there's even, like these rigid ones, I think even have some sort of app thing. I don't know what I'd need an app for to run a drill, but whatever. I guess there's probably something cool you can do with it. Yeah, if you guys know, like, what do the apps do if you connect an app to your impact driver? I mean, there's just a certain level of strangeness to that, really, for me. But I've not used it, so I don't know what the capabilities are, or why you would even want to do that. Oh boy. Anyway. So I'm looking at the stream that I was playing on the laptop, and it looks like it's got quite a delay on it. I'm gonna wave. Ready? Right now, I'm waving, and I want to see when I wave on the stream while we keep going. Henry says, since you have a laptop, where do you do your CAD or editing? In the shop or in the house? I do most of it in the house, on my desktop, where it's just got more power. I have, dual monitors, so it makes it a lot easier, to have stuff like that going. I do have all of those programs installed on the laptop. My editing, I have Fusion 360 on here. I have, my video editing software, so I can do stuff like that out and about. But my preference is to do it inside at my main PC. Oh, now I'm waving. Wow, what was that? Like a minute, maybe? Minute and a half? I don't know. I should have timed it. So yeah, Henry, my main preference is to do it in the house, just because, yes, I could plug a mouse into the laptop, but I don't have one connected to it right now. But just trying to do that on like a full-size machine for me works better. Sam says the Tool Connect allows you to locate the tool on the map in case of theft. Really? you're gonna we just need to attach those little, what are those little air tag things? What are those? I've not used them, but attach them to everything. Corey says, is it okay for me to drop the streamer's name in the chat? I'd like to ask before I put it in the chat. I'm okay with it. If you've got a recommendation, yeah, go ahead. I don't think they're going to care. Henry says, for video editing, my understanding is a graphics card isn't as important as a good processor RAM. The best laptop for video editing is actually the new M2 Max. Okay, enough computer talk. I can tell you that I will not be purchasing a Mac, not because I'm, anti-Mac or anything. I just don't want to, I don't need a different operating system, a different platform in the house. We got enough different things now. So I've heard that before, that Macs are really good for that stuff. It's just not a route that I'm going to take. Mike says, one of the things I like is when you're looking at the audience, I'll have the laptop screen off to the side. Seems distracting. It is a little bit distracting. I am going to be dead serious. But I'm learning. And when I have it set up, I have the camera set, so I'll be able to look at the camera, and the screen will be like right there. So hopefully I won't be like turning my head to look away, because I don't like to do that either, really. And I'd like to be hanging out with you guys, not messing with this. So, in fact, as I looked away, I'm going to close this because it really is distracting. There, now it's done, and I didn't look away. Yeah, Mike, I'm learning, man. Trying new things. I gotta get used to it. Yes, I want to be hanging out with you guys, not looking over here doing stuff. Sam says, for better Wi-Fi in the shop, perhaps use a Wi-Fi extender. I've not had good luck with Wi-Fi extenders. I actually do have one. It's in here. The problem with the extenders is if it is truly an extender like what I'm using, and I'm not talking about a mesh network, which I'll get to that in a second. The extenders, from my understanding, right, if you've got another router that's picking up your signal and rebroadcasting it, you lose half your speed. And I've tested that, and it is 100% the case. I do have a second router out here that does pick up the Wi-Fi from in the house, and if I connect to the home network and test my speed, and then connect to the one that's out here and test the speed, it is exactly half. For some reason, it cuts your speed in half, and I don't have enough speed to cut in half anyway. So that has not been a good solution for me. If you've got a lot of extra speed, you got one of these gig connections or whatever, and half speed would be 500, well, I think you probably will be okay. But I'm only around 15 to 20 gig, whatever, to start with. So you start cutting that in half, it's getting pretty bad. What I am looking at is getting I mentioned the mesh. I am looking at moving everything over to mesh, where it's all the same network. You don't get that speed cut in half with the extender. I am looking, doing some research on that right now, and probably will be switching everything over to a mesh network, and hopefully I could get one of those nodes, those little repeater thingies out here, and that'd be great. KK says, good evening, brothers, and my good friend Jeff from a warm I apologize, I'm going to say this wrong. Thessaloniki? Sorry, my friend, I don't mean to mispronounce that. But here in Greece, I wish you all to be well and smile, because life is too short to be sad. May all of you be well. Right on, my friend. And again, I apologize for mispronouncing that. I mean no disrespect. I'm not familiar with the pronunciation. Paul says, no luck with the extender in my shop. Too much metal to get good signal. That is the problem I'm having. Yes, I have metal siding. And as I talked about last week, if I don't have the laptop right next to the window, my signal's horrible. So that's why I built this little stand. Mike says, you're doing it? Need to get back to work. Enjoy. What am I doing? Did I miss something? Oh. Right on, Mike. I gotcha. Took me a minute to connect the dots. Sam says you can buy cable to first part of the extender, then Wi-Fi from the first unit. Oh, that would be an option. Yeah, ideally that would be the thing. I run a trench in a line over here, a hard line. That'd be the best. But Neptune says later, Mike. Harry Dude says, is the router in the workshop older than the one in the house? The older one may not have the same wireless technology or version, hence the drop in speed. I've read that online that the extenders you get that speed cut. But the one that I'm using right now, yes, it is an older router that all of my routers are hacked, I guess you could call it, with DDWRT, which is a wireless operating or a router operating system, so that I could do a whole lot more stuff to try to improve things. But the one out here is much older, but it's all running. I'm running it on my 2.4 gigahertz network band, so I would have thought that it's still 2.4. But you might be onto something there. But I have tried it with a couple different routers. But you might be right. You might be right. Scott says I have to leave to attend a webinar. Have a good day. A good day. Well, Scott, you have a good day too, man. Sam says Wi-Fi doesn't like heavy metal. It's more classical. I need some metal routers. If anybody's got any good recommendations for the heavy metal routers, that's what I need. I'm going to have to put like some band stickers or something on my router. Maybe that'll change its mind. Corey says, look into the Dell gaming laptop or Gateway gaming laptop. Is Gateway even still around? I thought they were gone years ago. Remember those? Like back in the day, that was like the biggest, one of the biggest things. Them and Dell. That was like the only computer maker, it seemed like. My first computer was a Dell. I still remember ordering it. How did I even order it? I didn't have a computer. I don't even know how I ordered it. But it showed up in the box, the big gray, or charcoal covered CRT monitor. I thought it was like the coolest day ever. It had like 128 megabytes of RAM. And I thought that thing was awesome. Robert says, depending what distance your shop is to the house, you may consider digging a shallow trench, running an RJ45 to the shop, and plugging a simple non-Wi-Fi router, and then cable to the laptop. Now, that's honestly, that has crossed my mind a lot more than once. It just doesn't sound like fun. Mike says, so before I jump, I've always had problems getting a Wi-Fi router to hold the bits and get a good edge on the board without tear outs. That is a challenge. It really is. I mean, that's a hard thing to do. The Wi-Fi router. I mean, they're hard to control. You got to make sure things are running in the right direction and set correctly. It's just, yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you. Good one, Mike. KK says, Viva Heavy Metal. Yeah. Right on. Sam says, I recommend big wipes. They clean most workshop grime. I've not used those. Yeah. I use about anything when I need to do some cleaning up. Old t-shirts. I got tons of old t-shirts for rags and stuff. I do got a greasy project coming up. I've mentioned it a while back, I think. Our old tractor that we have here. I got to rebuild the carburetor on that thing. And just got the parts in yesterday or day before. So I'm going to be using some of my favorite degreaser anyway, which is some Super Clean. You guys have seen me use that before. That stuff is so awesome. I will be a little inside baseball. You want some inside baseball? I don't even know what that is, but I'm going to be doing another. You guys remember a couple years ago I did a Super Clean giveaway? Got another one of those coming up. My friends at Super Clean have asked if I wanted to do another one of those. So we will be here very soon. So keep an eye out. Paul says Acer now owns Gateway and has decided to start selling Gateway branded laptops again exclusively at Walmart, last I heard. So they're selling them again. So they were gone for a while, right? Because I haven't heard about them in like 15 years. At least that's what it feels like. You know, Dell I hear about still, but not like we used to. I always liked the Gateway logo, the little cow pattern thing. I always thought that was kind of cool. Interesting. I'll have to check next time I'm at the store. See if I can spot a Gateway in there. But it's run by, or Acer owns them. So are they using Acer products in there? I wonder. Harry Dude says, been running an Acer laptop for years. Bought it in 2011. Still running well, except for the headphone out, which got fried by a faulty audio mixer, which sent phantom powder to the laptop. Oh. Bummer. Would you send 48 volts into that sucker? Whoops. Paul said, yeah, they went away around October of 07. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah. Well, I said 15 years, but that's about 16, I think. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good quick estimation. Robert says, I need to do some troubleshooting on the electric system of my Dodge Dakota. Have a parasitic power drain that kills my battery. Yeah, we mentioned that last week. So you'll need to get out there to with the old multimeter and the tester. And remember last week I recommended the South Main Auto channel on YouTube. So yeah, you know, a lot of good different diagnostic videos, electrical. If you haven't already, head over there. Look up like parasitic draw or something, and I'm sure you'll find a bazillion videos on that. Sam says the brand of power tools you have, do they have a plastic battery bracket for fixing to the wall? Not that I'm aware of. I mean, they could. I don't know. To be able to mount the battery to the wall? Is that like what you're talking about for storage or something? There's nothing that I'm aware of, but they have all kinds of stuff. They might. I don't really know. I just leave them up there. Yeah, I'm not sure. Honestly. That's something else that one of these days I want to rebuild. It's kind of awkward and clunky. That's just something I threw together years ago. It's just some painted MDF. But one of these days. Harry Dude says, yep, 48 volts. Made me so happy. Yeah, I bet. Sam says, yes. Yeah, I don't know, Sam. Honestly, they might. I'd have to go on their website and have a look around. Gotta watch the time here. Yeah, we're about there. Harry Dude says, I have 3D printed battery storage mounts for mine, AEG. Jeff will send you the file as the AEG is the same as your rigid. Really? So, but what does that allow you to do? Just for storage or something? Just to be able to like store them on there? Yeah, I would definitely. I'll give it a try. It might be kind of handy. And then I need to buy more batteries. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Dallo's here. Dallo says, I'm late. Sorry, have a good day. Dallo, what's going on? Yeah, we're getting ready to wrap things up here. I mentioned early on, today's our last day of school, for my daughter's school anyway, around here. And they got a half day. So as soon as we're done here, I got to wrap this up, pick up my mess, and head over to the school, pick her up. I can't believe school's out. School's out for summer. Sounds like a song, doesn't it? Dallo, how are you doing this fine Wednesday? How are you doing anyway? Hair Dude says, I have 6 of them printed and screwed to the wall. Works very well. Right on. Yeah, I'll try it out. Give it a shot. Della says, I have a test next week, so prepping it. Right on. You're going to do awesome. Study for that darn test, and you got this. Cool. Well, right on, guys. Like I said, I got to wrap this up and get over to the school here shortly. We're coming into summer, and I'm still wearing a sweatshirt. Oh, boy. Sam says, just being early, but thank you for today's live stream. Well, Sam, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Because if you guys weren't here to tune in, I wouldn't have anybody to hang out with. It'd just be me sitting here in the shop. So, right on, guys. I appreciate all of you. If you haven't, again, hitting that thumbs up button. I can't even speak. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Supposedly that tells the YouTubes that, you know, this is a cool stream and hopefully spreads it out to more people. I don't know. That's just what everybody says. So right on, guys. I appreciate you. Get on your shops. Get some projects going. Or get out and plant a garden. That's a good project. It's something I would like to do too. But let's see here. Neptune says, take care, everyone. Have a wonderful week. Paul, take care, everyone. Sam, thank you, mods, for the time. Right on. Robert says, everyone stay safe, healthy. Have a great one. KK, good luck, guys. Be well. Good day, Jeff. Good day, my friend. KK, tell everyone hello over there. Dallas says, thanks, and have a good week, everyone. Sam, be safe. Thanks a lot, guys. Stay tuned this week. I'm putting up the video for this laptop stand. It'll be coming out this weekend. At least that's the plan. Stay safe. Stay well. Harry Dude says, if you got an email address you can share. homebuiltshop@gmail.com. Don't tell anybody, though. Homebuilt Workshop. Homebuilt Shop. What is it? Hold on. Homebuilt Shop at Gmail. Don't post that on the interwebs, though. It's already out there, but yeah, you can use that one. Send me pictures and whatevers. Neptune says, me 3 for the garden. Right on. All right, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you next time. Thanks a lot for hanging out.